Everyone, Vegas from Critic here, Jeffrey K. Howard, here to review Only the Brave, the incredible true story of the Granite Mountain hotshots and the Yarnell fire from 2013. And, I want to start off this review by saying that there are some people who don't know the story, believe it or not. I can't believe it. I went to my screening with a good friend of mine who was from Flagstaff, Arizona, and he's in his late 20s, and he didn't know this story. And one of the critics next to him before the movie started said what the ending was. So I'm not sure if I should... I think most people know what happened to these 19 firemen that were trying to save this town of Yarnell. So I just wanted to tell you up front, yeah, this is not a happy ending. This is a tragic, true story about 19 heroes, 20 heroes, one survivor. And so I just want to let you know that when I'm talking about this, he was upset all the way home last night after we saw the film. He's like, I had no idea what happened. And he told me, and so throughout the whole movie, I was like, so I'm just really torn. So if I spoiled it for you, I'm sorry. But I would think that this was in the news for so many yes, the last few years. It's just, how could you not know? And the memorial out there and everything. All right, the Granite Hill hotshots. These guys go into harm's way by all definition. They're called out from no matter the smallest fire, the biggest fire, and they get out there. And if you're watching the news right now, California is on fire. Northern California, Southern California, the Anaheim Hills. I mean, it's just absolutely out of control with dry conditions right now and no rain, and it's just a disaster. So who do they call? Not just your average fireman. They have to call the experts who go in there that dig these trenches, that know how to do back burns, to do all that. It's just so technical and so dangerous. And this is a story about 20 of the Granite Hill hotshots that are dropped into all these different fires. And while you're watching this, Josh Brolin is just amazing. He's the leader of the hotshots, and they bring on a newbie played by Miles Teller, and his nickname is Donut. So he goes through this, excuse the expression, trial by fire, by being hazed and all these different, they're teasing him and everything, but that just shows you the movie starts showing that these guys have to depend on each other. I mean, it's just like being in a military unit. These guys have to know each other's actions, they have to be able to depend on each other, and Josh Brolin's character is just responsible for all of them. And what's really fascinating about this movie is that the special effects, you can feel the heat coming off the screen from these fires. You can choke on the smoke coming off the screen. And I don't know where it's really being burned or if it's a special effect. It just absolutely blends seamlessly together. And when you're in there with these guys, you feel like you're right there wanting to pick up a shovel and help. And Josh, and they have always these complicated characters. I shouldn't say complicated. I say really well-rounded characters, and it's based on their true life. These guys all really, this is their life. And watching Josh Brolin take these guys under his wing, you just feel this confidence in him as a leader. But he's also got his problems too. His wife, played by Jennifer Connelly, she's worried about his safety. She wants to start a family. And also Miles Teller is a recovering addict. So Brolin takes him under his wing and said, look, you know what? These guys got to depend on you 24/7. So, he's trying to help him stay clean. He's also a new father, so he's trying to reconnect with his girlfriend. He's got a baby daughter. So you really get to know these guys, which really makes this difficult to watch because when you know the ending, really hard to watch. So director Joesph Kosinski really had to tread carefully when you're doing a tragedy like this. How do you present this movie knowing how it ends? And he does an amazing job. He does it with heart. He does it with tribute. He does it with sensitivity. And there's not a dry eye in the theater. There really isn't. And you know what happens to these guys, and you just thank God for them because. My dear friend Ray Rich, one of my old psychology professor, told me we had a lot of firemen when I went to community college when I started my education. There was a lot of firemen there, or a lot of firemen continuing their education or learning fire science to become firefighters. And he was always telling me about how these guys were such heroes. And when I heard him one time say, you're the only profession where I'm running out of a burning building and you're running into it. So these guys are the elite. These guys are the best of the best. Extreme performances all around, extreme special effects all around, and I kind of couldn't help thinking of my own situation here in Las Vegas with our tragedy from a few weeks ago, the firemen, the first responders, the police. It's just amazing. I'm a coward, guys. I'm just going to admit it right then and there. If I had, I'm to a coward where I'm like I would rise to the occasion. If I had to help somebody, sure, I wouldn't think twice. But you know what? I would never become a fireman. I would never become a policeman. Definitely not a hotshot. And we've seen movies in the past like Backdraft and these other kind of movies where it's kind of like almost like a Hollywood version of this. These fires come out of nowhere and they spread instantly. I mean, if this is true, they're standing there in the Yarnell fire, and the fires are burning just in seconds, and it robs of your oxygen. You can't breathe. But these guys get trapped, and it's just, you just watch this hoping for something to change, but you know it's not. So definitely a movie about heroes. Definitely one of the best films I've seen this year. And Josh Brolin, if you don't get an Academy Award nomination, I'm going to call foul. I really am. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website, vegasfilmcritic.com. Also check me out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I got rid of Snapchat. Sorry, some people are complaining about that, but enough's enough with that. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, or surf on over to YouTube also, check out all my movie reviews and interviews there. Make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, share, and give me a comment. I love to hear from you. I love when people interact with me. It's a lot of fun. I'm Jeffrey Howard in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.